Hey friends, hey, welcome. Come on in. Come on into Mama P's. This is Cheryl, Mama P at Mama P's Crafty Creations, and I'm here today as part of the monthly Memorydex event, and I am super excited to be a part of it. I love getting the opportunity to be in collaboration with other creatives and other crafters, and I love how we support one another and feed one another, and how we get to enjoy what we can learn from each other. Has not today been so cool? So cool to get to see a little bit of everybody's personal style while we're working with similar materials, and I love that. And let me tell you, hey Diane, I love Memorydex. Hey Dolores, I have kind of fallen in love with the whole Memorydex thing. So I'm going to show you my Memorydex collection before we get started, and just share some general ideas with you. Hey, Miss Gail, things that I hope might pique your interest. Sue, hello guys, welcome, welcome friends, come on in. Things that I hope might pique your interest and give you some ideas, maybe inspire you, hey Cheryl, to do some Memorydex even if you've never done it before. So let me start by showing you, hey guys, hey, I don't know which order. I'm sitting here in front of 5 Memorydex things that I am currently in love with and working on 5. So what order we go in, hey Judy, is beyond me. I'm going to start with my favorite. Thank you. Thank you for those stars. Hey, Dana Graham, how are you? How are you? I'm going to start with my favorite Rolodex because I have a favorite Rolodex of my purchased models, and it is this little number here. I am absolutely in love. Hey, Tina Hurley, with this, and Terry Joe, with this style of Rolodex. Hey, Jennifer, you can hear Miss Adeline. She is sitting here on the table with me. Hey, Stephanie. And so this is a real vintage Rolodex. It's called a mini. Hi, thank you for the sprinkles. I appreciate it more than you know. And I love that it's completely open. So, hey, Missy, my cards can go high, wide, any direction I want them to go. I found this on Marketplace, and if you are patient enough, you will too. And you have to be willing to invest just a little bit of money in it. To me, it was worth it because I love it. But it is a real Rolodex file Junior. And I love, this is my favorite purchased Rolodex. Yeah, Pat, do you hear her? She's having kind of a tired, fussy day. So, my daughter will be home from school in a minute, and we're going to count on her to help us out. So if you're in the market for a real Rolodex, I can't recommend this one highly enough because it doesn't have any limits to your creativity. Any size card will work in this as long as you get your holes punched right. Okay, so that's my favorite Rolodex. I also have a good old office style regular Rolodex, and you see I haven't done one thing with it as far as Memorydex goes, but I could, and someday I will. Hello, hey. So this was from a friend of mine who works in a very, very large office complex. Hey, Dina, exactly, and she got this out of their old storeroom and shared it with me. So this is another just style. From there, though, I really fell in love with making my own boxes because I am a container addict. Hey, Mimi, I love a container, a bag, a box. If it holds something else, a basket, I'm absolutely in love with it. And I, of course, took that part of this whole Memorydex thing to heart. And I went to my local thrift store and I picked up a couple of wooden boxes. Now this is really small. I did too. I've had a couple of those regular Rolodexes in offices I've worked in before. Do you too, Dana? It's bad. It's really bad. So this is just a little bitty box. You can see it's really small, but I decorated it top and bottom. I did the dowel rods in there myself. And then this will just hold small cards, right? So we're limited both by width and height in this box, but I love it nonetheless for its mini cards. Hey, Peggy, this one is actually the perfect size for like taking some vintage playing cards even, because they will nest in here pretty well, but that'll give you a comparison size as to the size of cards that will go in here. And I just have a whole bunch in kind of this naturey theme in this one for when the mood strikes, you know. On my same trip, of course, there was another box in the store and I bought this one, and I really, I would love an old Hallmark recipe box, would be fantastic. And so this is, I intended to take the lid off of this one, but so far I have not been able to bring myself to do that. But I made this one in the same way, right? Shauna, I have not traded cards, but of course I would be more than willing to. I made this, I just took scrap pieces of my Monopoly game board that we were using on Monopoly Monday. There is a simple mathematical process of, I made the guts in the box. I did not make the box. I bought the box. I just bought it. And in these, I just cut a bunch of blank cards so that when I'm ready to work in it, it's kind of ready to go. Hey, my friend Cheryl. Yeah. And then last month in the Jamboree, I can't decide about removing the lid. I love the lid. But yeah, it does limit to how your cards are going to go, you know, because you're limited to size. And then last month in the Jamboree, if you remember, I created another Memorydex box out of the fabulous fall kit that we used in that Jamboree. And this is going to be my gratitude box. So this is just from Hobby Lobby. They sell these boxes with the handles on the side. You can also use a photo storage box, will work. Any box will work. It just depends then on the size cards that you can add to it. So today my plan is to create a few more cards for my gratitude box. And then with all of the ones I made, look at this, there's 40 some in here that I made just from the one kit we had. I'm ready to start my gratitude project tomorrow. I'll have enough cards in here to start October. That got you hooked. And I will have enough cards to go all the way through November. So if you're interested in how to actually construct your own box, that was in my video from last month's Memorydex event. And if you're interested, hey, my sweet Michelle, if you're really interested, send me a message and I will do it again in another live event. It is not hard at all to take any box you already own and turn it into a Memorydex box. And then you have, I mean, just whatever you like. And obviously many of them. I even have the black and white set we've been working on together some for my secret sister at a crop event that I'm going to. So I have 6. Yes, I do. I have 6 working Memorydex files currently. I guess I like it. Now, all I have in front of me to work with today are the 2 sheets that were free to everybody. This is just the free printable, and that's what I'm going to use today. I did print out the whole journal kit, and I already have it prepped to start another journal with, and I will be doing that later this week as well. Hey, Michelle Joseph, I know I'm missing some of your comments and saying hello to you. Let me tell you that I appreciate you being here so much, so much. So I just printed out the kit and cut it all apart, and that's what I have in front of me. So I have the 6 card bases. Welcome from Colorado. Not too busy of a bee, I tell ya. You're eyeing the spine guts and drooling. That is a good piece of spine gut right there, you know, and it kind of goes, right? Yeah. Hi, Levada, welcome. So I have my 6 card bases from the kit. I kept one little piece of this scruffy doily, and I, of course, have it pulled out. I have a few vintage playing cards because I couldn't help it. And then I have some library card pockets. And you come in. My son is here. I got a package and he's not coming in the door. I grabbed some library card pockets. I have a sizable collection of these, and I think they might be a fun idea because look, they're pretty close to the size of our card. And what kind of a cool way to add a little pocket to our card. You could even turn them sideways like this and have a little insertable tab. And I think we're going to try that. I mean, why not, right? It's just super fun. Hang on. That's okay. It is not stupid. It is not stupid. In my opinion, everybody has one. Memorydex cards they can be an art journal, so they can just be a personal collection of your artwork, okay? So they could just be your personal stuff where you store your different projects. They can be tradables, so they can be something that you and other people that you create with can trade amongst each other, and it's a way to collect each other's artwork. They can also be a journal, and that's kind of how I really prefer them. So the easiest example here is my gratitude box. And I will be taking one of these cards every day starting tomorrow. And I will just pick one that speaks to me for the day, whatever it is. And on the back of it, I will be writing one thing that I am grateful for. And it will then go in order in my box, and I will work through it as my gratitude project from now all the way through Thanksgiving. And then it will be much like a journal. And you can do them as a journal. You could create a few cards. You could write, a little note about every day or once a week or once a month. And they could be a journal that you keep. And you could mount photographs on them or photographs on the back. So they really and truly can be anything that you want them to be. All right. Hey, Miss M, welcome home. All right. So, and then on my table here that I just pulled out in case, I do have the puncher. It just makes life easier. I grabbed a fall napkin. I don't know. I pulled out some little gingham ribbons I thought might work. I have all of my printable items. I have my library pockets. I have some old dictionary. I have some great spine guts, as Michelle pointed out. You're so welcome. They're fun. And if they're nothing else other than fun, that's all they have to be, really. This is some beautiful stationery paper I've had in my stash for a while. And then I just have some old papers. I also have some old jewelry bits I just grabbed. A great friend shared these with me, and I'm anxious to use them. So there's these cool earrings I think might be super fun. And there's probably another pair just like these somewhere because they're not exact matches. I love this one, and I thought we might try that. I love this. It's buttons, but they're attached. I think they might be super fun. And then there was a selection of these little watches in there, and I love them. And I think we may try to see if we can do something with one of these as a charm on them. I think that's kind of cool. And so that's what I have. What am I going to do with it? Heck, I don't know. You guys tell me when we're done what I did with it, okay? Because I'm not 100% sure. That's as far as I planned. All right, so let's get some of our bases out and get a look at them. Like everybody else, I'm overwhelmed with just how beautiful they are. The kit would be inclusive. You could take these, you could take a word, you could take a cutout, and you could be done. And as much as I really, really love to decorate and all that, I appreciate it when a designer goes the extra mile to really put something together for me. Now, I do have to ink this. I can't help myself. It's fall, and fall says ink. So it says vintage photo, but I'm betting you $1 it's the burlap color, and somebody, because I don't buy anything new, whoever I got this from mixed up their lids one time because it's lighter than I think than I expected it to be. So let's just, while we're here, let's just get all these base cards inked up a little bit, and then we'll start seeing what we want to put on them. Have you guys, tell me about your day. I've been babysitting Miss Adeline today, and that's always a good day. And we've been watching Memorydex. That's what I've been doing today, playing baby and watching Memorydex. That's a pretty good making day, I think. All right, and I'm just working a little extra zhuzh as our friend Chris would call it, just into this one because Mama P don't fussy cut. Man, did I admire Grace's fussy cutting. I am impressed with anybody who really, you've worked data that really fussy cuts, but I don't. And so if you're not a great fussy cutter, ink covers up a multitude. You do, you drive for them. That's awesome. Ink covers up a multitude of cutting edges. Hey, because you're going to see edges of all colors on mine every time. Yeah. Oh. And then I get to talking. You mowed the yard? Oh my gosh. Oh, Christina, I'm so glad your puppy made it through surgery good. That is so nerve-wracking. There's one time, one of the saddest times ever, one of our dogs got hit by a car. And to be real honest about it, I was never completely sure if it was me or if it was someone on our gravel road. And that was horrific. And I never worried so much in my life. It was terrible. Let's just say that. It was just terrible. Okay. So I love, love, love that these are in all different heights and stages. And so I want to use some of it that way for sure. I'm not sure which ones and how, but I want to do that. You know, the people who love to fussy cut find it very therapeutic. And I just think I need to send my kits to them. I just think I need to send my kits to the ones that really love to fussy cut. And then we could both be really happy. We could both be super happy with that. Okay, I am going to layer these two up. And to be honest, I think I watched Chris do about the same thing this morning. I'm going to do it as a pocket because I have some really cool stuff over here. And I should have cleaned out my glue tip. Oh, thank you. Welcome, welcome. So I should have done this before I moved on. So I'm just going to put some glue up the two sides. You don't have to be too picky about gluing across the bottom because we're going to cut those notches out anyway. And the notches kind of hold everything together, which is sweet, super sweet. Okay, so we're going to layer these up and then let's work with our printables first, mostly, and then let's see where we go from there. I love, love, love the pumpkin. Hey, Mindy, welcome. Welcome. I wish you could see Miss Adeline's face. She looks so sleepy today. Oh, and sneezy. She looks very sneezy today. I think this one, our pumpkin one, is just going to have to stand on its own beauty because it can. And I think we'll just embellish on top of this one. So that'll be a goal. That leaves us this beautiful gingham. And I love it with that. And I love it with this tall one. I really love this. So I am going, oh, Gail, it is not silly. Fussy cutting is detail cutting, and a really good fussy cutter would cut right along every line of this image and it would have no edge around it at all. And paper crafters fussy cut when they get a beautiful graphic like this and they don't want any border at all, and they would take very sharp scissors and go around it in great detail. And I don't I don't know what else to say to that except I don't. All right, I really am. I'm going to take a little bit of this one off of the bottom here. I'm going to trim it down a little bit, and I'm going to put it onto this one because I love having that layer. Yes, I really do. So let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, it's, you know, Gail, it's pretty good. I call it mindless activity. You know, sometimes after a really long day, I just need some mindless activity. And fussy cutting can be pretty good for that because you can just do it while you watch TV. Some of these really brave people do it while they're riding in the car. I'm not that safe with scissors, so I'm not sure I would do it. Oh my gosh, an X-Acto knife. See, I would really be dangerous with that. I would really, really, really be dangerous with that. Okay. And then we're going to have these two. And let's see where we can get with these, just the way they are. Well, I just said that, and now I'm going to change my mind again. You guys are so kind to let me do that. I'm going to take this and I'm going to mount it on one of our library pockets. Me too, Lisa Kidd. I would be absolutely sick. Of course, I'm pretty easy to get car sick anyway, so I'm not the best. I would not be the best. Yeah, I'm just not. I'm not a good detail person. I like to do big amounts of things more. No, my eyes are not what they used to be either. And maybe that's why I am dangerous. Cynthia, you do too. I never could in my whole life read in the car, and I still can't. So that would be a definite out for me. All right. So I'm going to mount this on my library pocket. This leaves me a place to slide in the back. And then I'll decide whether I want to cut this off or whether I add some decoration over there. But for right now, I'm going to just leave that tail hanging off. Okay. And this thing's driving me crazy. And I really should have taken an extra minute before I got here and really cleaned out that tip. So let's see if I can do that. I know. You got to know what your abilities are, right? I mean, we got to be sensible here. I would be a danger to myself and others if I was doing that. All right. So I think the little folks are super, super cute. I just think they're adorable. They're just every one of them. There are 3 that come in the free printable, and they're all just a little bit different. So cute. I love the overalls. and we're going to call it a he, although overalls are my favorite clothes on a kid, whether it's a boy or a girl. And I am going to decorate mine and then punch them, just because. All right. So I'm going to put that one on there and let's see what happens. And let's just play. Oh, look at that. I got glue coming out of my glue bottle now. I got it going. Since we have the marks on our card, it'll be pretty close to where I want it anyway. So I'm okay with that. Are you trying to juggle? That is okay, Miss Deb. That is the story of my days. I'm babysitting my grandbaby and crafting at the table. And, you know, we're always doing 100 things at once. That's what makes life so much fun. Okay, so, oops, throwing it around. And then this is my bookbinding fabric, and I just have this, I have a couple of little pieces left from the little golden books I was put together the other day. And I thought I would cut it in some strips, and I'm going to run it through my card right up here in this corner and make a little bow. And when I'm doing this, I have my big hole puncher here, but I just usually use my needle, and that just barely makes it big enough to go through. And that way my ribbons don't go where I don't want them. They stay there. Yeah. You can crochet. My mama could crochet, man. And her crochet was, she was they call it a tight crocheter. Like her stuff was very tightly stitched. You could stay warm under one of my mama's crocheted blankets, let me tell you. And then let's just tie it in a little knot because I just think it'll be cute. And fall is cute, right? And little scarecrows and little bits of ribbon are cute. I love that. I love that. And I think if I tie it one more time, it's going to be upside down and I'm not going to like it. But, you know, I'm going to do that anyway. All right, so we just have our little bit of ribbon there, and I don't care which way it goes. If it goes crazy, you've been making worry worms. I want to know what a worry worm is. That the crochet thing that goes like this, that curls up as you do it? I need to see something like that. I need to see that. I love kids in overalls. We always tease. My first son was a typical first child, and I always knew where he was because he usually had a hold of my leg. And then I had my second son, the one that was just here, and he was a runner and a goer and a doer, and I lived in constant fear of losing the kid. And if he really ran fast, I couldn't catch him, you know. I've never been very fast. And we used to tease that we put him in overalls so that when he ran by, we could catch him. So I could catch him when he ran by and carry him by the back of his pocket. And there's more truth to that than we probably want to admit. But we did catch him quite a bit. Oh, Rhonda. Aw. Yeah, I've seen those little curly worms I think at craft fairs before. I forgot to ink up my little scarecrow. So we'll just get him the best we can around the edges. So we just added the little pumpkin from there. Hey, Andrea, how's your day going? How is your day going? And then we still have this sweet pocket that we could stick some things in. And, you know, I love that. I am a writer. I love to craft and create, but at my heart, I'm a writer. And so I really love the idea of keeping notes, you know, whatever. You could take a whole Memorydex and fill it with inspirational quotes, your favorite scriptures, whatever it is that you're currently working on. And I think that would just be great. So how about this little set of words? It says, "It's fall, y'all." I can say y'all because I'm in Missouri. And we're about halfway to where y'all is acceptable. Yes, a verse of the week. Absolutely. Absolutely. As my mother got older, she was always a great student of scripture, but memorization got really hard for her. And so she wrote scriptures down on Post-it notes and index cards. And I still have them bundled up in a rubber band. And I love to go back. I love to go back and read her favorite verses. And they helped her because as she got older, you know, she just could not memorize as easily as she used to. So she would read them over and over and over and over again. And that's how she memorized them. Okay, so just gonna punch. That's right. We're far enough down in Missouri to say y'all, right? And there you go. And then I'm not exactly positive where I want to put some of the jewelry. So I'm going to save it kind of toward the end. But I am thinking that we will attach something onto this little ribbon. We'll either put it all the way through the card with one of the, like this is a stick pin. Well, maybe we're just going to do that. They were, you know, you could make Memorydex cards if you never ever wanted to have a formal Memorydex box. You could certainly make them, ouch, as embellishments for a journal. I don't recommend stabbing your finger when you put it through. So look, there you go. I love that. I'm happy that we did that. And then we still have our pocket space here for a tag. Then we've got room that we could write something here and we could write something in and put it in the pocket. So I love that idea. Love, love, love that idea. Okay. I also love, love, love florals. Everything I do is usually going to have a flower on it. So we have these two. Michelle did a fantastic job with the florals. Oh my gosh, were they not beautiful on her collaged board? Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to I'm going to ink around because you know I don't fussy cut. See all that white? But if we go around it with just a little bit of ink, it just doesn't stand out so much that I'm a slacker when it comes to the fussy cutting. You see, look, let's compare. This is just the fussy cut, and this is with the ink, the same printable. See the difference, how you don't notice where I didn't cut near as much on here as you do on here. I love flowers and I love lace, and all of those things are going to be on everything I make. Miss Merritt Grace, would you go out on the porch and please get the box that Jordan brought over? I think it needs to be opened and refrigerated. Okay, so let's take this floral. And do you guys do the same thing every time? Here, I always go to the same corner and start. I can't help it. I just can't help it. I want to do something really different, but I always go back to the same way. So I want to tilt it this way. Yes. And I just want to put it in there. You're a lefty. I always work from the same side of a project to the other. I don't know why. You start with the left? Well, that is the left side on this. I always do. And then sometimes I get done and I'm like, well, I wanted whatever was over there to be the big thing, right? Yeah. And now it can't be the big thing because I put something else there. Okay, and let's put some words on this one. I love this. It says, glorify him with thanksgiving. I know. Sometimes it's like I need to just make myself work backwards. But I'm such a creature of habit. Oh my gosh, I tell myself to go one way and the next thing I know, I'm right back in the same spot I was in before. All right, so we're just going to mark that all up. And we're going to put it all the way across, and it's going to be on top of our thing. And that's okay. Maybe we're going to put it, nope. Now I have to remember where those holes are going to go. So I could put it, where do I want? I'm like, just stick it down already. Are you guys like, Cheryl, just stick it down already. The glue's going to dry. Oh, it's okay. It doesn't have to go in the refrigerator. Thank you so much for checking, though. I'm waiting for a package of stuff that is refrigerated. And we have to watch for it because if we miss it and it rots on the porch, that's on us. Okay. So I'm going to use a watch on here. In that beautiful box of one of my dearest friend's moms were these 4 little lady watches. Did you guys ever have a watch like this? Did your mom have a watch like this? My mama had a lot of watches like this, and I had some. I love vintage stuff, so I had some old watches in the past. And so these 4 watches were in there, and I have wanted to honor them in a project, you know, and I want to be really mindful of time. I did and I do. I'm afraid I can't see them well enough anymore. I would be afraid to try to use one now. I would have to, you know, do the bifocal thing to get that. But I used to, when I could see at all distances, I used to have them. Up after me today is Shauna at Fraps and Scraps. Shauna is always a lot of fun. Okay, I'm trying really hard to take this apart nicely, and I don't know why, because I'm going to have to just cut it apart. Oh, our graduation present. Okay. Decisions. These will work as a nipper, but I don't know if they'll cut. Yeah, they sure will. They'll cut right through, I think, the band. So I think I may leave this just this little bit here. It'll give us an extra ring to attach to. Yeah. My mom was a nurse. She was a licensed practical nurse. This one I'm going to cut the extra ring off of because we don't need it. Unless I want to put a charm on it. Ooh, now I'm just getting carried away, aren't I? And so she always wore a watch similar to these, but it had to have a second hand because that was when they used to actually count your pulse while you were sitting there, right? And they had to count it. So She always had one. Okay, I've got some more of this blue ribbon. I'm debating whether we just want to glue it on or whether we want to try to tie it on. I'm thinking I can't tie it on. I'll just tell you, I'm afraid to put too much effort into tying it on through the card. But what I'm thinking is if we put the ribbon through the little old watch face, then we can tie. I have my hot glue tool over here, hot, and we can tie to it. I'm going to try to make a little bitty bow with my not so little bitty fingers, and we will see how that works out. It'll work out because we'll just keep fiddling with it till it does, and that will give us something to glue to. That's what I'm thinking. We can glue the fabric and it will hold. That's not bad. Let me get a good tight knot on it and cut that off. I've got all kinds of charms and stuff because I've been on a jewelry making kick. So I don't have time to do that part with you guys here live, but I could add it pretty quick. So I love this. Look at that. Just gonna let that dangle. And I'm just gonna take a nice piece of hot glue right here, right on top of the Thanksgiving word, because we know what's there. And I'm gonna glue that ribbon right to that, and I'm gonna let that watch piece just hang off there as a reminder to take time to glorify him with Thanksgiving. And I love that. I love it. I need reminders about the quality of time and that, you know, there's only so much of it, and I need to be a really good steward of the days that I have. I don't know if you guys struggle with that, but sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. So there we go. We've got our holes punched in there. We've got this. We've got our words. I want to add a little something up here at the very top, but right now I'm not positive what that is. It may be something, just a little something over here, but I think we'll leave that, again, we'll leave that to the finishing touches. So we have two done. I love how they're kind of tied together and very different. They're both pockets, so we can make some little tags to go in there. And then we have our sweet pumpkin here that we mounted on our library pocket. So I'm going to go ahead and punch holes in this so that I can see them. And I too was so impressed with Grace this morning when she put her Memorydex card in her punch like this so she could see where it was punching. I felt like the lights went off, you know, because I had never thought about that. And if I have something that's off center like this, I was always guessing. So Grace, you taught us something really exciting today. All right, we got to have some spine guts. Right, Michelle? Gotta have a little bit of spine guts. This is good old book spine. There's nothing quite like it. Where all of the pages, look at all that texture of where they've been tied in there. And I think what we'll do is we're gonna mount some of our words on here. So let's see what I have. We have Fall for Jesus. We've been kind of on a religious theme. We could do that. My one that says family is a blessing, kind of got the end cut off. Leaves are falling, autumn is calling. That's a little bit long. Pumpkin spice and everything nice. So many good things. Spine and old glue. Yes, I loved her wood spine earlier. Are you kidding me? That was incredible. That was absolutely incredible. Okay. I am going to take a little bit of ink and I'm going to age this just a little bit more. Only my friend Michelle would think about putting a piece of driftwood really on a book spine for a junk journal that's full of old vintage lace. And it is fabulous. And it turns out just a fabulous. And I'm just in awe of that. Okay, so I think we'll stick with Fall for Jesus, and I have this beautiful little raggedy piece of lace here that I saved, and I think we'll do this and we'll do that on there. What do you think? I love that. I love that. And I'm just going to use a little dab of hot glue. This is my danger hot glue, so I got to be careful with it. It'll take a finger I don't watch it really close, will absolutely take a finger OFF. Yes, you can find them at garage sales for sure. Thrift stores, you know, a lot of people empty out their grandma's house and nobody wants those old watches anymore. And so they just wind up being donated. And that's okay, because that's how people like us find them and give them new life, right? I mean, I'm sad for the things and I get kind of sad for the people who miss out on having them, but at the same time, you know, they provide me pretty great materials. Okay, I'm gonna scoot this a little bit over to the right, and then let's add something just right here to kind of finish off our little pumpkin card there. Beyond the glue strings, they're free. Yeah, it is cordless. It is highly dangerous. This is the Ryobi thing, and it works on the same batteries that the Ryobi power tools work on. It is the hottest glue tool I have ever known in my life, to the point that I hesitate to recommend it too much to people because it's dangerous how hot the glue is. I do understand now that they make one that is dual temped, and that would be super nice because it's kind of dangerous. It really is. Hey, Deborah, how are you? Oh, it's good to see you. Let's take, oh yeah, let's take one of our earrings here. This is a clip-on, and I'm just going to try, to just pop it off. You know, I'm looking on the table because I set those little pliers down with the nippers and I already lost it. This one will burn in a minute. It will burn your fingers off. OFF off, as we say around here. So if you're going to invest in one, I love the rechargeable battery part of it. I love that you can take it anywhere that you want to craft. You can move it with you. Invest a little bit of the extra money and get the dual temp one. Your fingers will thank you. And I won't have to feel guilty or worried about you. So hot, Shauna. My goodness, it's so hot. Okay, that needs to set up a little bit. So I just want you to see it. Look how sweet that is. I love, what a great use for that old earring in there. And I'm just gonna let that, it is so hot that it takes a while for it to cool enough. Really? The bigger one even gets hotter? Holy cow. Thank you, Deb. Thank you. These cards are just fun. They're just fun. And then in this one, we have our pocket back here. Sometimes when you do something, when I do something, I shouldn't put all of us in the same boat. Sometimes when I make things, they're public. And sometimes when I make things, you know, I need a little more private space to record something. And I do like to write on my stuff. It does look like a flower. Absolutely looks like a flower. And so I love the idea of having a little tuck away spot where I could put maybe a little more private thought. Okay, so now we have this one, and let's, oh, I don't know, let's see. The glue gun, Lisa Kid, is that what you mean? This one, the mini one, is not very heavy. Now the base and the glue gun, when they're together, are a little bit heavy, but you don't use them together, if that makes any sense. I think we got to use one of our sweet little girls. I love the flowers. I'm tempted to just go crazy and put them all on there. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ink up. Miss Shauna at Fraps and Scraps will be with you in just a minute. We got about 3 minutes left. I'm super proud to have gotten through 3 cards because I can get kind of chit-chatty. And I forgot to put the thing in there. I forgot to put my pick in my glue bottle, so we got to work on that again. So I'm just going to take this one and I'm going to mount it on here. And I'm going to take my little girl here. And I'm going to mount her on here, and we're going to put a word on it. There are still several great creators left today. I hope that you guys enjoy it. But even more than that, I hope it inspires you to give it a try. I think Memorydex and ATC cards being small projects, she's talking to my daughter, are just about the best way to start out in crafting, because little bits, you don't have to have a lot of anything. You just have enough. You just need a few little things, a few little bits, and you can begin to figure out your style. I'm still figuring out my style when it comes, to crafting. And these are just a great way to do that, I think. That's what they mean to me. And usable. I really see these as a usable piece of art, in that they allow me the place, the space, and the opportunity to record some things that I want to record. All right, this little green pen, look at that. This is one of the old screwbacks. I know. Yeah, Christina, with any glue tool, but honestly, I've had a lot of them, and this Ryobi is, whoo. I am going to leave this intact because it's one of those great screwbacks, and we can just put it on there. And I've just screwed it on with the earring back. That way I may come back and hang a little something from it. But we have 4 beautiful cards in our time together today, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get to enjoy the rest of the event, that you'll hang around and see Shauna. And guys, know that I appreciate you so much. I'll be back on tomorrow. My plan is to start on the journal. I did too. They hurt so bad. And I'm going to turn that thing off before I touch it and regret it. And I will see you guys real soon, tomorrow sometime. Thank you so much. And I hope you find a season to be thankful for. All right. Bye, guys.